Welcome back. If you've not heard already, let me tell you, Zydus Kerala has received the approval for emergency use approval from the drug controller in our country for the use of Virafin, one of the drugs that they make already and was under study and undergoing trials for COVID treatment as well. And now it has got that approval for COVID treatment. Essentially, Virafin has got approval for treatment of moderate COVID infections. The study shows that use of Virafin also reduces the need for oxygen and the dependency on external oxygen. It improves the recovery time in moderate cases. 91.15% who were treated with the drug tested negative in a week. Virafin helps avoid multiple complications, and the evidence, the trials that I've conducted, that data suggests that it also helps reduce your respiratory distress. So we decided, why not speak to the company behind this drug and try and understand, because this seems to be some good news coming in this entire rush that is happening for that one drug that everybody knows about, which is remdesivir. What more can be available in the market that will also hopefully help reduce our dependence on oxygen support? Let's say good evening to Dr. Shravir Patel, Managing Director for Zydus, who's joining me on the phone line right now. Dr. Shravir, thank you so much for speaking with us. Can you help our viewers really understand what kind of COVID patients at what stage can use this drug? Under what circumstances will it really help?
So this is an antiviral drug. It has been shown to reduce viral replication and is shown to reduce the virus infection by clearing of the virus through the body's mechanism. It has been a drug that has been used on multiple viruses before, like hepatitis B, hepatitis C. And this specifically in COVID, there is a lot of studies being done on this now recently, which has shown its effect on reducing inflammation, reducing the, there's a thing called the autoantibodies that get produced, and in older people those are concerns, and so some of these are potentially good treatment options using this drug. It's only a single injection like any other injection that one takes, and using that we have shown that it has shown significant effects in reduction in hospitalization, reduction in oxygen requirements, 2-point reduction on the ordinance scale as per the WHO's guidelines on what is statistically significant, and it has also shown virus clearance in 7 days. So those are the positive attributes of the drug, and it's a well tried and tested drug for many years, and we have been working on the clinical study for quite some time, and now we have been able to finish our phase 2 and phase 3 and get an approval for the treatment of COVID. Since it's an antiviral drug, it should be used by the physicians as they feel comfortable as early as possible.
I'm actually going to ask you a little bit more about that. So, should it just be for mild cases or moderate and serious cases? Under what conditions should doctors prescribe? And I ask this because there was quite a bit of confusion even when remdesivir came along initially. So, for this specific drug, what are the conditions?
It has been approved in moderate cases, because the study was done in moderate cases. But I am just talking about the mechanism of action of the product. It's an antiviral. So antiviral means it stops the replication of the SARS-CoV-2 virus and neutralizes the virus. So it should be taken such that it can work against the virus replication. So it is a decision between the medical practitioners and the clinical evidence that they see. But ideally, it should be used as early as possible.
Okay, I understand that this drug is, in use for other treatments and other diseases, but of course the emergency approval has just come in post your phase 2 and phase 3 trials. So to understand how much and by when can you produce and put it out there in the market?
So we are hoping that in the next 45 days we would produce about 60 to 70,000 doses. So it means it's available for 60 to 70,000 patients. But post that, we are already scaling it up now. It's a long process to scale this product up. So we're looking to produce more than 10 lakh doses, which is equivalent to 10 lakh patient dosing which can potentially start happening by beginning of July. But in the early stages, we can probably produce close to 40 to 1 lakh, 70 to 1 lakh doses, 70,000 to 1 lakh doses.
So does it reach only by July into the markets, or is there an existing stock that can be diverted?
It will come in the market in the next 7 to 10 days, but the large quantities will start coming out in July. Till then, we can produce about enough for 1 lakh patients.
All right. For our own understanding, can you shed some more light on the trials that were conducted? What is it, the scope of the study firstly, and what were the key findings in there?
So the scope of this trial was to look at 3 things. One is to look at how do you, in moderate cases, try this product out with standard of care and we did this. And it was done in 20 plus centers in India. And it was, as I said, it showed 3 outcomes. One, it showed a statistically significant portion of patients on the pegylated interferon arm showed 2-point clinical improvement on the WHO 7-point ordinance scale by day 8. It showed a statistically significant portion of patients who tested negative on RT-PCR by day 7, which was 91.15%, which means we reduced the viral load and removed the virus. It showed patients on the test arm were statistically significantly higher in reducing supplemental oxygen than the reference arm, which is the standard of care arm. And the symptoms, resolution of symptoms was significantly reduced in the test arm to 5 days versus the reference arm, which was 6 to 7 days. In all of this, the reference arm is always the standard of care. So it could be steroids, remdesivir, and others. So our product was tested against the standard of care, and it showed equal or many places, most of the places, superior data.
Okay, so my last question to you, because this is going to be of huge amount of interest to everybody who's watching this, what is the pricing going to be?
So I think we're a very responsible company. If you look at on our remdesivir also, our cost of treatment is at least 1/5 of any other treatment available in the country. And I think on this also, we believe that the overall cost of treatment will be lower than the current treatment that are available in terms of remdesivir and other products. So it will be made available at a suitable price that is accessible for many patients. And as I said, it's only a single dose. It doesn't require any hospital setting. So all of those reduces the burden on the healthcare professionals.
Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us and speaking to us. Let's hope that this drug makes it to the market and helps us save many more lives, fight this infection better and reduce our dependency on oxygen if that works out. Thank you for speaking with us.